This is the C60 Trident COSC, and it's a sports diving watch by the relatively new and unknown brand Christopher Ward. And this watch is particularly special because of the last word in its name, COSC. It features a Chronometer Certified in-house movement called the SH21, and it's very impressive to come from such a young brand. It's so great even that it would still be very impressive if it came from a huge brand like Rolex. It features a whopping 120-hour power reserve thanks to an in-series twin barrel system. That means that you can use the watch all weekend, then take it off on a Monday morning for the entire work week and pick it up again on Friday and it'll still run. The movement is operating at 28,800 vibrations per hour. That means that the second hand ticks 4 times per second, which makes it smooth, but at the same time that means the movement takes a bigger toll because of the amount of friction. Now they are combating this with a pretty large amount of jewels, 31, so it'll be interesting to see how it holds up in the long run. The watch has got many great features in its technical specifications, and those are as follows. It's made in Switzerland, has central hacking seconds, an anti-shock system, a tungsten automatic rotor, a screw-in crown, a unidirectional zirconia ceramic bezel, a 3.4mm anti-reflective sapphire crystal glass, super luminova on both the indices and hands, a very cool wave pattern dial, a signature Trident counterbalance on the seconds hand, a deep stamped 3D backplate, a 60 atmosphere or 600 meter water resistance rating, and a uniquely engraved serial number on the back. The watch has a diameter of 43mm, a height of 15.5, a lug-to-lug distance of 51.5mm, and a 22mm lug width. So this practically means it's a pretty big watch that won't look good on all wrists. Personally, my wrist is about 19.5 centimeters or 7.7 inches, and I think it fits very well here, but I'd imagine that it won't fit as well on much smaller wrists. So keep that in mind before purchasing. The watch weighs 111 grams and is made out of 316L stainless steel. The watch being COSC certified means that the movement has been tested in different kinds of environments for 15 days. And to pass, it's gotta have an accuracy of +6 or -4 seconds per day at most. But many Chronometer certified watches are even better than that, around 1 to 2 seconds or even below 1 seconds of loss or gain per day. So Chronometer certified watches are amongst the best in terms of precision and reliability, and only 3% of all Swiss-made watches are certified. So the fact that this Christopher Ward watch is certified is nothing short of impressive. So with the technicals done, let's take a look at the design and physical features of the watch before moving on to the pros and cons. So as you've most likely noticed by now, it's a big watch, and it's very well built and sturdy. You won't hear any squeaking or rattling whatsoever, and things like the clasp, crown, bezel, and clasp extension feel tight and like they won't break anytime soon. The bracelet is awesome, and in its design, it reminds me of Rolex's Oyster bracelet. The middle links are polished and the outer ones are brushed. It also tapers very nicely. The clasp is, as mentioned before, very sturdy and clicks firmly into place. If your wrist swells during hot days, or if you go diving, it's also got a very clever extension which you can micro-adjust for the best comfort. This is something that is lacking on, for example, the Oris Aquis, which just has one setting for the extension. You'll also find interesting Trident elements or details around the watch. You've got the wave pattern of the dial, the Trident counterbalance on the seconds hand, and the deep stamped back plate, making it look like a very serious diving watch. So with the overview done, let's run through the pros and cons and end this review with a conclusion. It has an amazing movement, its design is familiar to other divers, but at the same time, it's different. It isn't a replica of anything. It's got its own identity, which I love. The hands are great looking, the indices are long and make it easy to tell the time. And with the double indices at the 12 o'clock position, it's easy to tell which way is up when it's dark and the lume kicks in. Speaking of lume, It shines bright and holds that shine for a very long time. It can definitely last an entire night. Some other pros are that it has a very respectable 600 meter water resistance rating, it's extremely solidly built, both the watch case and bracelet, and the bezel is tight, precise, and at the same time very easy to use. In terms of the cons, it has pins and not screws in the bracelet. This is a bit disappointing as the Oris Aquis, which is a bit cheaper, has screws instead. With screws, it's very easy to shorten or lengthen the bracelet without needing a hammer. It also does not have a helium gas escape valve, which to 99.9% of the customers won't matter, but some people are actually diving to deep depths with their watches, and in those cases, it's always good to have a helium gas escape valve. This last pro is very personal and subjective, so take this with a grain of salt. I would have loved to have an exhibition styled back instead of a solid one, so you can see the oh so special movement work. In hindsight though, that would have probably not been such a good idea because you want as good of a water resistance rating as possible. The watch retails for $2,300 US, but there's also a limited edition model with the old logo and a white dial going for $2,420. It's also available with leather and rubber straps, although I would always recommend to purchase the metal bracelet option instead, and then maybe later down the line also pick up a leather or rubber strap. So as a conclusion, this watch is nothing short of amazing, and I love every part of it, except the few nitpicks I mentioned before. It's in my opinion a great alternative to something like the Oris Aquis, and I might even go as far as to say that it's better than the Oris Aquis because of its very special movement. So thanks for watching my review of the Christopher Ward C60 Trident COSC 600. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, leave a like if you found this video helpful, subscribe if you liked it, and I'll catch you in my next video here on Tobias's Watch Reviews.